Hey, we're live. Who's hosting this thing, guys?
All right. Hey, Chappie, what's happening? We're live. Unmute yourself.
Oh, poor Chappie.
So it's you and me, Michelle. What's happening?
All right, let's take it, George. Let's take it. You guys are giving me anxiety here. It's like it's live and we're all just sitting here on mute. That's a very boring YouTube show.
Well, I want to welcome everybody until Chappie gets his mute on, and Darwin, get that mute off. This is the first actually charity first handicapping challenge where we're going to be trying to raise money and bring some great handicapping to our great fans. Now,
hold on, George.
Oh, there you go. There's Chappie.
Wait, we're live. You can't stop a spiel
We're
live
live on
TV.
YouTube.
Then hold on a second.
Okay.
I'll start. Give me a second.
All right.
Is the challenge the 2 minutes mute?
Yeah, I know. It's terrible, right?
The challenges of live YouTube.
Hold on a second. He's going to give me the thumbs up.
Well, it's live. How can
I don't think it's live on the Santa Anita yet.
Well, it's live on YouTube. This is like Outtake City right here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, we're good now. We are starting live. We kind of restarted. How's that? So
Reset. We call that reset the show, Chappie, in television speak.
when you do day one on live television, you know, YouTube, things happen. So we roll with it. So welcome to the Charity First Handicapping Challenge. I'm Jeff Chappie Chapman. Giorgio is with me. Georgie, what's going on, buddy?
Pretty exciting about the opening weekend. All 3 days, spectacular cards. We got big races today, 11 races tomorrow, 11 races Sunday. It's just going to be a fantastic weekend to kick off the Santa Anita meet. Some spectacular grade 1 races, new bets, and of course, this new handicapping challenge where 100% of the money raised is going to be going to karma. So a worthy challenge, and we got some worthy handicappers as well.
Yeah, and this is day one. We have 8 people on Team Chappie and 8 people on Team Giorgio. So to introduce my first teammate that's going to come out with a victory today, Michelle Yu, the simulcast host and racing analyst for Santa Anita. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. And Spencer, who you can kind of see and kind of can't.
There he is.
Hi, Spencer.
Cool if I can bleep him out. That's kind of neat.
I love the background there of the Santa Anita Mountains.
I'm at work right now.
So Michelle, how you been keeping busy during the off time, and are you glad to be back here for opening day?
Oh, of course, glad to be back here. Down at Del Mar for the summer, still doing picks for SantaAnita.com, helping out with XBTV where I can, and mostly just being mom and trying not to pull all of my hair out because, we're on lockdown with 2 kids.
Now, did you have to do homeschooling?
So we did at the end of the year. It was terrible. And now my kid's in a private preschool. So she actually goes to school for 3 hours a day, just my little ones at home with me. Homeschooling does not work for my child.
And will you be on site each and every race day now?
I will be on site each and every race day. The Great Race Place is running starting today.
Well, Georgie, let's welcome in your guest, and I'm sure you're glad to be back as I am. That we've been in isolation for quite some time. I've never been more happy to be back in my office. How about yourself? And then let's talk to your guest.
I'm excited about everything that's going on here at Santa Anita. Great to be back. Really looking forward to the time where everybody's going to be allowed in. All our great fans going to be able to be here at the Great Race Place. In the meantime, I think we're allowing owners in. And actually, if you want to be part of it, you could be in the winner's circle. Right behind me here is a cutout, and you can have your cutout in the winner's circle. Just go to SantaAnita.com/cutout. I think it's $200, and your face will be in the winner's circle. It's a really, all the money's going to karma and to the PDJF. So another worthy cause. Money's not, is going to be well spent. So we'd love to see you in the winner's circle. And I'd love to see Darwin in the winner's circle. My man, Darwin, I love Darwin. I'm the Hispanic ambassador here at Santa Anita. And so I get to talk to a lot of Hispanic, analysts and on hosts around the country. And this man is one of my favorites. He's from Venezuela. He's got 23,000 followers on Twitter, highly respected in Venezuela, came here, and his talents immediately were noticed by Naira, and he became the Naira on-air analyst. He also calls races. He called races in Venezuela. He calls races in New York in Spanish. And on air, he actually gave out a $48 ticket that came back. I think it paid $12,000 on a pick 5. So an excellent handicapper. He's on a lot of shows, Hablando Los Caballos, like Sacta Ganadora, La Trifecta. It's him and 2 women, the 3 of them all. He's handsome. They're beautiful. They're all excited. He's like 6'4", I think. And, he's a Latin lover of horse racing. Darwin Vizcaya, welcome to the show.
Oh my God, George.
What an introduction, huh?
Chappie, you got to work on that intro, man.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Hey, right. Welcome. I got to redo my welcome to Michelle. I didn't do her any justice there. That was awful. George, that was terrific.
George,
I'm switching teams. This sucks.
George, I had a bad news.
What's the bad news?
Woman always beat me. Claudia.
The women always beat you? Nah.
Always.
That's why I put Michelle in. She's my secret weapon in day one, let me tell you. So, Georgie, before we get into some plays and kind of, why don't you explain the format, how we're doing this, how it goes, and then we'll kind of start talking about everybody's plays for today. We're going to make real bets. Everything goes to charity. Go ahead, George.
All right, so it's going to be like, in brackets in college basketball. We're all going to start. I'm going to have 8 players. You're going to have 8 players. So the first round is going to be 8 days. So the next consecutive 8 days, head-to-head challenge. Whoever wins the challenge moves on to the next round. And each player will start with $300, and they're going to play actual money that Santa Anita is putting up to $300, but we're actually going to play it. So any money that's won with their bets, they don't get to keep it and doesn't go on to round 2, but 100% of any money won goes to Karma. And the bets were going to be 3 different bets. Each player is going to have a $100 bet to win. They can pick any race they want. Then they're going to have an exacta, and they can either bet a ice cold exacta, or they can do an exacta box for $50, so long as it adds up to $100. And then the third and final bet would be a daily double, and $100 is going to be the total in that bet. They could split it up maybe in the 2 $50 daily doubles, or just one straight $100 double. And at the end of the day, whoever has the most money moves on to round 2.
And all, like you said, all of the money goes into a pool. We're going to actually, George and I have $300 in each of our accounts. We're going to bet it on first bet after the show, and it's the Real Bets Live. Any money made, it goes into the pool that we're going to give to Karma at the end of the entire thing. And that's the whole idea, is to raise money for Karma. And George,
if there happens to be a tie, we do have a tiebreaker in place, and we're going to get that in place. It's gonna be head to head. We're gonna pick a race. We've already picked a race, the last race today. Head to head. One player will pick one horse, the other player will pick the other horse, and whoever finishes ahead of the other one, that's gonna be the tiebreaker. We came up with a scientific way of picking who's gonna pick first. Is that right?
Yeah, we did rock, paper, scissors, and I won. So Michelle's gonna go first for the tiebreaker. But anyways, let's get back to it, George. Why don't we start with the $100 win bet? And I'll let you go first.
All right, that sounds good. We got a couple of exciting stakes races today. The Eddie D and the Chillingsworth. Chili, one of my favorite personalities in horse racing. I love that guy, and he just recently passed away, but it's great to see a race in his honor. Darwin, you've got $100 to win. You scoured the card. Who did you come up with? Who is your $100 win bet on?
Oh, today in the race 4, the number 4, Polar Win with Umberto Rispoli. I like the horse bet to win. In this horse, I'm betting 100 to win. George, you know that I like to win.
I know you like to win. All right, and you got Polar Win. So let's see if Polar Win can get that money home for Clifford Seiss and, of course, Rispoli, who's been on fire. Hopefully, you're going to remain on fire. Polar Win is in race number 4, currently 9-5 on the morning line. Let's go over to Chappie.
Yeah, so 9-5.
Blinkers on today.
Blinkers on. That's right. All right, Michelle, what is your $100 pick, your win bet?
I'm gonna go right to race number 1, Chappie. I'm gonna go with the 5, Mischiefy for Phil D'Amato. Gonna be in here for the $62,000 claiming tag. It's Phil on the grass, which he does exceptionally well. The reason that she's in for the tag is because she has already cleared this condition before. So I like to see that. They're putting her in a very logical spot. They tried Stakes Company last time out to no avail. So I like the fact that they're putting her back where they know that she has done well. I would like to see her on the front end. Watch Me Burn might also go to the lead, but I think that she's capable of laying right off. I think this is a massive rider upgrade too, as Flavien Prat is going to be climbing aboard. Fuentes has ridden her in her last couple, and I mean, we ride Fuentes a lot, so I got nothing against him, but that's a serious rider upgrade right there, especially talking about the grass. Plus, I like the fact that when Mischiefy won 2 back, she beat Corel, and Corel went on to beat Fantasy Heat, who I also like in here, but I gotta just, line them up and think that to me means Mischiefy is the best horse in the field.
Yeah, a couple things about that. First of all, like you said, Corel has kind of turned into the 5.5 furlong turf specialist. Once they cut her back to 1 turn, she's been terrific. And then Flavien Prat, he always seems to put him in the right spot. So you're probably either be on the lead or sitting just off. And Phil D'Amato, if he continues the way he ended Del Mar, he was on absolute fire at the end of the meet. So quite the connections there, 2-1. Like Michelle said, in for the tag, already went through the condition. So race 4, $100 to win. And race 1 for us, the 5, Mischiefy. Georgie, what are you guys thinking about your exacta bet?
All right, let's move on to the exacta bet. And once again, we've got $100 to work with. You can either bet an ice cold exacta or you can make an exacta box. So let's go to Darwin, who can be heard on America's Best Racing Live every Friday at 11 a.m. in Spanish. So tune in if you can. Darwin, where are you going for your exacta?
In the 6th rate, I want to bet the exacta box, $50 exacta box. The number 2, Kahira, she has 3 wins in a row. Her numbers on the rise. Luis Saez and Bob Buffer. I think she already has everything to win this race. The number 7, Muse, with Dryden Van Dyke, is a tactical speed. Is for me the enemy. Is a exacta box 2772.
All right, exacta box. Kahira certainly on a roll. Luis Saez in for the entire weekend, riding some great mounts. So he's going to have a big weekend. Of course, he's got maximum security. You can't wait to see him run with maximum security. But Luis Saez, they always say, when a big jockey comes into town, he's here for a reason, not the season. And he's got plenty of reasons to come here this weekend. And this is certainly one of them to kick it off. Kahira, who certainly has got a big shot. So exacta box 27 for my man Darwin Vizcaya, who's got that big smile on his face, and the ladies love him. I mean, the ladies, I'm telling you.
I don't know if he's just happy to be here.
He's a rock star.
I don't know if he's still happy to be there. He still loves that introduction you gave him, that 5-minute buildup. Sorry, Michelle. Michelle, what about your exacta? Where are we going for you today?
All right. I mean, I'm not going to get too smart in here. I'm going to go race number 5, Calbred Maiden Fillies, sprinting on the grass. I'm going to use the 1, Eddie Sister, again for D'Amato. I just like the cutback in distance for this daughter of Square Eddie. She's been beaten in all of her outs. She's on the front and then just whoosh, at the end. She just gets too tired. So I think with the pedigree, turf is really going to be in her favor. And you saw she showed a little bit of an affinity for it last time, but that was routing. You get 3rd start off a layoff, the cutback in distance, the return to the grass. So I'm hoping if she doesn't win, she can at least hang around relatively closely, because I'm going to use her in an exacta box with the 9, Cassie Bell for Sean McCarthy, a 10-time maiden, but she does hit the board quite frequently. So to me, she's a pretty easy to lean on horse to try and, finish 1-2 in here. Unfortunately, she's been very camera shy, even, when he's dropped her down in class a little bit, but didn't face Calbreds in some of those instances. So I'm hoping that everything just kind of fits together. Again, the rider situation, we get Flavien aboard. And I know that he is going to be absolutely trying to gun for some wins opening day here and get his momentum going. So I'm using those 2 in an exacta box.
Yeah, once again, like you said, Pratt jumping on a board, and that always seems to make a difference. He moves horses up. And it was quite amazing, wasn't it, guys? Not going back, but the battle between Pratt and Rispoli at Del Mar, that was quite a battle, wasn't it?
That was
I
a
guess
very
That was
exciting.
super fun.
I guess
We all
everybody
are on
agrees.
mute. I'm yelling at my kid right now, Chappie. Jeez Louise. It was so fun to watch. Just if you take individual races too and watch the two of them, like one of them tracking the other or trying to make a move when the other one did. I mean, I think overall one of the coolest rides was when Rispoli won with Red King over United, and he made that crazy move, right in the turn, and Flavio was like, "Oh no," and tried to get moving because United doesn't have that big kick, and Rispoli just outrode the bejesus out of him in that spot. But you could see that going back and forth, the two of them really trying to figure each other out. It was really fun to watch this.
Yeah, and I think they push each other too, and they're good buddies. They work out together and everything else. But when it's game time, it is game on, and those two just absolutely dominated, and it was so much fun to watch. And back to Eddie's sister, like you said, Michelle, I know George and I like that angle, especially the square Eddie angle. Obviously, first time turf last time, but the showing speed going around and then cutting back in distance. I've always liked that angle. I know you have too. What about you, Darwin? Do you like that angle as well, buddy?
Oh yeah, with me.
Yeah, just the cutback angle, showing speed, cutting back to one turn. That's always been a good angle.
Chappie, don't call him buddy. He's the enemy right now.
I forgot it's game on, isn't it?
Wait, all of Darwin's 95,000 Twitter followers are going to be like hate mail. But as long as they follow me, it's okay. The Michelle Yu right there, all of Darwin's friends.
Who's that
Michelle,
mean?
Michelle Yu is amazing.
All right, George, let's get to our double with you and Darwin. So far, you guys are probably down 0-2 is what I'm guessing. So you're going to have some money to make back. What are you doing in the double?
Yeah. We, you know what? I mean, I would love to beat Michelle Yu with Darwin, but in all honesty, I wish that both of our handicappers hit all of their races, because the more money that they win, the more money is going to be donated to Karma. So I'm rooting for my man, and I'm rooting for Michelle as well. No question about it. All right, but here we go. We are going to go to the daily double, ding, 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 ding. And to round off the final bet, the daily double, Darwin, who are you going with?
My daily double is similar, $50 is starting the 6th race. Number 2, Kahira. Number 7, Amuse. And the 7th race is Big Runner, number 7, with Juan Hernandez. He's coming to win 2 consecutive races. He loved the track. He loved the distance. He's doing great in the mornings. I think he's the horse to beat at the distance. Big Runner. 6th race, 2-7. 7th race, number 7.
$50 doubles, 2-7 with the 7 of that. Before we go on, really quick, Darwin, give me the race call in Spanish, the first 15 seconds from "and they're off." Go ahead, give me a sample in Spanish. Go ahead.
Partida.
Go ahead. Ready?
Yes, ¿están listos? Partida.
Darwin was on my show, The Best Bet. Chad, what was the name of that show in your eyes? What was it called?
Sábado Domingo?
No, Domingo!
That's all I know. All right, Michelle.
We got a 2-7 with the 7, $50 on each of them. And kick it over to you, Chappie.
I believe Michelle might be starting out in the same race. Is that correct? What's your double
actually,
to close it out?
we can hit our double together, believe it or not. I am also going to use Kahira in the Chillingworth, but I'm going to single her. As much as I respect Amuse in there, and I do like her a lot, I am going to go ahead and use Kahira because the track at Santa Anita has been extremely deep. And if you go back and you watch her last work, that 48 and change move, she was just moving over it super easily. I think any horse that's been able to work over the track here is absolutely going to have a benefit on race day because it is a very laborious, deep track, at least in the mornings it has been. Now, we can definitely see that change as the races go on and we start to add a lot more moisture to it, which would be great. But for right now, I know she's going to get over the ground well. The Eddie D, I am also going to use Big Runner. Like Darwin said, bringing in back-to-back wins. But what I love to see is the workout pattern for this Victor Garcia trainee. Holy cannoli. do yourself a favor, log on to XBTV and go watch his work in 59 and change. He was working in company. The rider on him had his feet in the dash. He was doing all he can to hold him back. It was like holding me back from a chocolate bar, and just no contest. That horse dragged him up past his company, and then he kind of waited. He was like, okay, is this where I'm supposed to be? And then as soon as he switched leads, he was gone. He outworked his workmate by 5, 6, 7 lengths in the end. He looked so strong. His gallop out was massive. So for a turf sprinter working on the dirt, you're seeing him coming from behind, making an early move, making a late move, and galloping out huge. So I don't mind the outside post for him because I feel like he's extremely versatile. If 4 horses go, he'll sit off. If for some reason he breaks in front, JJ can go with him. I mean, I just really like Big Runner, but I ain't gonna sleep on my boy Peter Miller now, right? You see, he's got 2 horses in here. So I'm thinking, okay, which one do I go with? Well, of course, you go with the horse that Luis Saez is in to ride that doesn't look as smart on paper and is the longer price, because we all know Pete Miller likes to lay a wager or 2 at the window. So I'm going to chuck Grit and Curiosity onto my ticket as well. Now, I'm probably making it too smart for me. I should have just used like Wild Man Jack returning to turf and, you know, maybe Big Runner, but I'm going to try and play this angle here with Peter Miller, this horse stepping up big time as he returns to the grass. But Peter Miller is the king of turf sprints, so I wanted to go ahead and chuck him in there as well. I did want to use Sparkyville, but you guys wouldn't let me alter my wagers where I could like use another horse, so on you.
Sorry.
But you know, if you're playing on your own, I would throw Sparkyville in there too.
She's very salty today, George.
I'm so salty.
So our double would be in race 6, the 2 Kahira to the 4 and 7. And just to let you guys know, Big Runner has been one of my favorite horses on the grounds. I think I've bet him all 6 of his lifetime starts. 5-year-old, only ran 6 times, but he brings it every time. And like Michelle said, very versatile, can go to the front, can sit off. Very, very talented horse.
Big Renor has 3 wins despite Chappie liking him every time. That is amazing. With that anchor aboard, he still gets the job done. I mean, that's amazing. That's just a testament as to how good Big Renor is.
No, I think I've singled him twice and he's won, but I missed another leg of the pick 5 and still lost. So that's par for the course. All right, George, you know, like you said, just in case there is a tie,
right?
Before we go into a couple other things, we do have a tiebreaker. And let everybody know again, how did we come up with this scientific tiebreaker?
We're going to do this every week, but we came up with a very scientific way to decide who gets to pick first. And it was, what was it, Michelle?
Rock, paper, scissors, and I won. So Michelle, we chose race 10 in case there is a tie. Michelle gets to go first, and then Darwin. And it's basically, in case there's a tie, head to head. Whoever beats the other horse, that person would move on to round 2. So that being said, Michelle, who was your horse in race 10 for the tiebreaker?
So it was originally Scream and Shout, who lucky I checked before we went on air because I didn't want to sound too stupid that the horse scratched. I'm going to go with Enriched by Deb as my tiebreaker horse here. Tried to show some pace last time out with second time addition of blinkers there for Richard Baltus. He just cannot seem to keep a rider around, but hey, oh well. Getting a little bit of a weight break here. She's obviously in the right spot because, you know, her past form isn't spectacular. But she's 10-1 for Baltus, and I feel like Baltus does really well in the last race scenario. So I'm going to use Enriched by Deb.
Do we know anything about Alexis Centeno, the jockey? Just
yeah, he's a 7-pound apprentice.
That's all right. We know that.
There you go.
He's riding all right. He's riding all right.
Okay, so Darwin, tiebreaker, in case you guys tie, and you'll be able to take it down and go to round 2. Who do you pick?
It's the most difficult race today. There are 7.
That's why we picked it.
It's a very difficult. For me, the number 13, Into Victory, with Juan Hernandez, is a difficult race. Is for me the first pick in this race.
All right, Into Victory, drawing on the outside. Got my man Juanito Hernandez aboard. I love that guy. Very talented jockey, and I certainly wish to see him do well. we hope you guys love our brand new bet here at Santa Anita. And me and Chappie, we bet a lot together, and we love betting pick fours and pick fives. This is a very special bet that just started, kind of like expanding on the Golden Hour double, where we incorporate Santa Anita and Golden Gate. We have a new bet, the $1 Golden Hour pick four, which incorporates the last two races of Santa Anita and the last two races of Golden Gate. So very innovative. We're always trying to do new things here at Santa Anita. And I like the bet. What are your thoughts on the bet there, Michelle?
You're muted.
I know I muted myself. First time using Zoom, guys. I like it. Obviously, it's always fun. I liked to play the Golden Hour double last time. I like pick fours. They're my favorite bet. So it looks to be interesting. And I've got a nice horse to close out the card at Santa Anita tomorrow that I'm absolutely going to be using. And then Darwin can say this. I'm going to play this every time I do something good now. Where is this? Hold on. Let's see.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Michelle, you're amazing.
It's good.
Right here. I'm just going to keep playing it over and over.
Hey, Michelle,
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
but Michelle, before we let you guys go, your husband, Ryan Hansen, has some horses in
Just
tomorrow.
walked in right now, actually.
Hello, Ryan, and tell him good luck tomorrow. What do you think
Good
about
luck tomorrow.
What do you think about your chances
You
tomorrow?
wanna ask
And
him or me what his chances are tomorrow.
you can bring him in if you want.
Love, they want to know what your chances are tomorrow with Weston. How many are in the race? 6, 7, 8, 7? 7? He said he's got a 1 in 7 chance to win.
All right. Well, we wish you good luck. And
I really like our, we've got a Calbred in the last race tomorrow. I think it's the last race. Let's see.
in the 11th race, the maiden special weight.
Yep, maiden Calbred's on the grass, Teton Valley. He's my boy. He tried route turf for the first time last time out. He set the pace. He got a little bit tired. He needed the race, but I thought he ran on really well. He's been training phenomenally since then. So I'm really looking forward to him coming back. You get a nice 6-1. Obviously, and Jess beat us pretty handily last time out, so he's going to have to improve. But I think that he has been showing that he's really trying to figure things out. He's a really good quintessential Calbred. You know, he sprinted on the dirt for us. He's now routing on the grass. He seems to do anything. He's just a smart dude. When we were breaking him, actually, I was riding and we were galloping in the mud, and he stumbled and my rein flew over. And I almost fell off, and the rein got caught in his leg, and I had no reins, and he was like bolting, and I reached up and grabbed his halter because he had his halter on underneath, and I told him, "Whoa!" And he put his ears up and like stopped, and I'm like, holy crap, he's a smarty. So he like saved my life that day because I thought we're gonna die. So I have a really nice affinity for good old Teton Valley.
Got the Godfather aboard, the Godfather, the jockey aboard. Good luck.
Yeah, we wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Any last comments, Darwin?
Good luck tomorrow, Michelle, and your husband.
You. Oh, I love Darwin. Bring him on more.
Georgie, any last comments, buddy?
Right, well, I mean, thank both guests. Both of you guys spectacular, easy to look at, handsome, beautiful, and both of them very talented as far as picking races. So thank you guys. Tomorrow, my guest is going to be Jason Portrando. He is the analyst in Canada at Woodbine. He's a fellow Cuban, un cubano. Hey, vaya. So we got fellow Cuban on. Jason, I worked with him a lot on TV. So I love Jason. Who's your guest tomorrow?
So I have Seminar Skip on tomorrow, professional handicapper and co-host of my radio show, the Morning Line Sports Show. And so we want to welcome everybody. Listen, we're going to do this every day. So we'll be back on tomorrow, 10:30. We'll do it all over again. And listen, we want to thank Michelle, thank Darwin. Georgie and I will be here every day. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And let's make a lot of money for Karma, guys. It's important. I hope you had some fun with it today.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
for tomorrow. I think you need to make a sign that your horse is like speaking, and then it says like karma4horses.org, or like your horse says something different every day. Like get it a whiteboard like that.
Yeah.
I'll come to your office today and make it if you need.
I love it. Will do. All right. Listen, everybody, thanks so much. Let's have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Good luck, Darwin.
Let's have some fun.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good luck.